Someone shouts at us, someone says something, a boss at work criticizes us, perhaps physical violence, sexual violence may have happened, but some instance takes place. Auto accident, serious illness diagnosed, divorce taking place, something we never in a million years dreamed would happen. And so some circumstance happens. And because we didn't have the coping skills, strong emotion comes up, usually fear, it can be anguish, it can be desperation, a helplessness, it can be being said is totally unfair. And when we're at the peak of this strong emotion and we shut it down, what happens is, and science has found this, it releases a quantifiable biochemistry into our bloodstreams, which will go to certain cell receptors and block them, rendering those cells incapable of communicating with the rest of the cells in the body. And if over time, illness happens, of course it happens, where the cells are blocked. And conversely, what's also known to be true is that when we feel our emotions very naturally, freely, they're just allowed to come and go like a child does. And so all of us have had multiple traumas take place where we've been knocked back, where we didn't know how to respond. And when that happened, and we froze, or we withdrew, or we ran away, or denied it was happening, swept it under the carpet, that's when it got stored in our cells. Now, it gets programmed into our cells. And when that generation of cells dies, it passes on the programming, the consciousness, the old stored pain, the unspoken words, all that you needed to say and express at that time that never got expressed. It gets passed on to the next cell generation. So the next cell generation is born as an exact replica of this previous cell generation. And so this programming, this trauma gets passed on in our bodies and with our beings. I found a method for all of us in a very direct, in a very real way, practical way, down-to-earth way, for you to go on a journey inside your own body to uncover these old buried cell memories, these old painful traumas, these old unspoken words, the time that you froze, and everything that you were feeling in that time got stored in your body. To go through a deep, profound healing process of releasing that old stored consciousness, of coming to an understanding of what took place with you at that time, coming to not only an understanding, but to a deep place of forgiveness of yourself, of life, of God for this thing taking place, each other, so that when new cells are born, they're born devoid of that old consciousness as new regenerative cells, which is what happened to me when I got into hospital 6.5 weeks later. They could find no evidence of the tumor. And in that time, I'd undergone what turned out to be what I now call the journey process.